Attorney General Mike Cox.
Thank you very much, Keith. And it's great to be here. It's great to be here with a lot of old friends, and just as importantly, to welcome all the new people who are here for the first time. And I hope that you all come back again, because we certainly need you. We need your ideas, and we need your brawn come election time. Before I begin, I want to take a moment and recognize Saul and say thank you to Saul. Saul ran an impressive campaign to be the RNC chair. And I think, despite the fact that he lost, and I'm disappointed by that, I think he did our party a service by his talk about new technology and what's going to be needed for the campaigns of this century in the coming years. And for that, Saul, thank you very, very much. I also have to thank Saul on a personal level, because I now know what Twitter is. I'm now on Facebook, and I met a number of you on Facebook. It seems it's kind of odd. I get invited to more 21st birthday parties now than I did when I was in my 20s, thanks to Facebook. So I guess thank you for that as well, Saul. But of course, it's sad to see Saul go, but I think we can all agree that Ron Weiser will be a tremendous chair for our party. You should clap to that, absolutely. You know, Ron is a tireless worker who always strives for excellence. And I think that we're going to be very well served over the coming 2 years as we go into battle in 2010, having him as our state party chair. That's the good news. Let's talk about the bad news. And the bad news is this past week, as you probably all read or saw on TV, the governor submitted her new budget. And the bad news was, as you guessed it, more of the same, more do-nothingism from this governor. But I think sometimes that perhaps, in fact, Laura and I were talking about this, perhaps sometimes I'm a little too harsh on the governor, and perhaps sometimes we're a little too harsh on the governor. What do you think? No? Well, you know, maybe she's not all bad. You know, despite the loss of 414,000 jobs, despite imposing $1.4 billion in new taxes on a struggling Michigan, maybe she's not all that bad, is she? Despite the exodus of thousands of our young children, despite importing more left coast ideas from California to further regulate and over-regulate our struggling industry, despite abandoning tens of thousands of urban poor school children to failing schools, all to appease one almighty union, and despite creating a culture of do-nothingism here in Lansing, well, wait a second. Taxes, job losses, kids leaving, over-regulation. Come to think of it, we haven't been half as tough on her as she has been on Michigan. You know, this governor and Lieutenant Governor Granholm and Cherry, they like to talk about consensus. You know, even sometimes a blind squirrel finds an acorn. So maybe they have something right there. Maybe there are some things we can all agree on. For instance, I think that Republicans, independents, and yes, even Democrats can reach consensus on some things. For instance, I think there is a consensus that we are overtaxed, overregulated, overburdened, and underserved by Granholm and Cherry. What do you think? I also think that there's a consensus that we don't need any more talk, we don't need any more half-hearted efforts, we just need less commissions and more decisions. Would you agree? Absolutely. So in the immortal words of that Nike commercial, Governor, now is the time to just do it. Now is the time to repeal the Granholm-Cherry tax increases so we can start putting more Michigan people back to work. Now is the time. Now is the time to repeal those taxes that are smothering and choking Michigan. Repeal them so that people can put more money in their pocket and, yes, a little more hope in their heart. Now is the time. Now is the time to make government more transparent. I'm proud to say I was the first one in state government to put my spending online. Let's put all of state government spending online so the people can see how we spend their money. Now is the time to create more competition in health care so that people struggling to take care of their families can do so. Now is the time to empower parents, not unions, empower parents to choose their children's future, especially for those children in failing schools where they are trapped. But better yet, my fellow Republicans, now is the time that we Republicans start leading again. Don't you agree? While our party has taken a few hits recently, take heart. Take heart, because while our party may be down, we still have what it takes to turn this state around. A righteous and just cause gives strength, even to those who've lost a few battles and occasionally lost their way. So many ideas that our parents and grandparents took for granted, the right to life, marriage, a prosperous Michigan, individual liberty, are under attack these days, and we must, all of us, stand up to those and stand up for those ideas. Don't you agree? There are 1,000 changes that we need to make, but the most important change starts right here in this hall. It starts with me, and it starts with you. So, if you are sick and tired of the job losses, if you are sick and tired of the foreclosures, if you are sick and tired of our young people leaving, and yes, if you are sick and tired of this overtaxing, underperforming, overspending, zigzagging, job-killing, do-nothing governor and lieutenant governor, now is the time to act. Let us act so that our children may live in the dream of a better Michigan and a more prosperous Michigan. Now is the time. Let us commit ourselves to fight for our ideas and fight for those dreams, to defeat any foe who stands in the way of a stronger, more prosperous Michigan. Now is the time to make Michigan a place where our children and our grandchildren grow, learn, work, live, and prosper. A place they can all call home. Now is the time. Thank you, and God bless.
Now is the time.